How did that one kid in your high school die? When Jordan didn't show up to first period, no one thought much of it. He was late all the time. One of those tall, quiet kids who always looked half asleep, hood up, earbuds in. He sat in the back of class, never said much unless a teacher called on him, and even then, it was barely above a mumble. He hung out with this group that smoked behind the gym and skated after school, but he wasn't a troublemaker. He just kept to himself. That Thursday, the announcements came on, and halfway through the usual nonsense about prom tickets and lunch menus, Mr. Hensley paused. His voice cracked when he said Jordan's name, said there had been an accident, said counselors would be available. That was it. Just the words, "Jordan Miller passed away yesterday afternoon." Everything went quiet in the classroom, like the air had been sucked out. No one really knew what to do with that. The story came out slowly, in pieces. Jordan had gone up to the quarry with a couple of older guys. It wasn't a secret spot. Everyone knew about the cliffs, the way the light hit the water, the way kids liked to jump when the weather started getting warm. It had been warm that week, unusually so for early March. Jordan had climbed up, probably dared to do it. He had his shoes off, shirt balled up by the edge. The fall wasn't that high, 30 feet maybe, but the water was cold, and no one knew how deep it was in that part. Witnesses said he hit the surface wrong. He came up once, coughing, waving one arm. Then he went under. They said the other guys panicked. One ran back up the trail for cell service. Another tried to dive in, but the water was too murky. By the time rescue showed up, it was too late. They pulled him out 2 hours later. His parents hadn't even known he'd gone there. They thought he was at the skate park. His locker stayed sealed for a week. Then one morning, the janitor was seen wheeling a box down the hallway. A counselor followed behind, holding his board and a hoodie. Someone had left a single black rose stuck in the slats of his locker door. It stayed there for a month before it shriveled and dropped to the floor. At the memorial service in the gym, they set up a slideshow. Photos of Jordan as a little kid playing with Legos, holding a cat, blurry shots of him skating. Most people just watched, but a few cried. His mom sat in the front row, sunglasses on, face blank. His dad stood stiffly beside her, arms crossed, jaw clenched. When the slideshow ended, no one clapped, just silence. The sound of chairs scraping as people left. For weeks after, people kept saying his name like it didn't feel real. Teachers brought up his essays like he was still around. His name stayed on the attendance list for a while, circled in red ink. At graduation, someone read his name out loud. There was no diploma, just a pause in the air, a shift in everyone's faces. His parents were invited to walk the stage and accept a folded certificate. His mother declined. His father didn't show. In the yearbook, they left a blank page with his name at the top and no quote, just the dates. A few kids wrote messages around the edges in pen before the books were passed out. No one ever went back to the quarry. Not from our class anyway. Someone said they put up a fence, but everyone knew it wouldn't last. Summer came, and other kids found other places to go. But for some of us, whenever the air turned warm again and the light hit just right, we remembered the silence. The moment he went under. The way nobody said anything until it was already too late.